beautiful creatures, mystical souls. Welcome. How are you doing today? Today I'm here to do a VR, which I haven't done one of these in a while. This is a VR to Amethyst Ascension. Hashtag, are you a real tarot reader? Now, there's been a lot of discussion on YouTube, and there's been a lot of discussion, quite frankly, in general, in the community about, can you call yourself a real tarot reader? So I thought this was a great opportunity to come on and do a video. And I was excited when Rochelle from Amethyst Ascension did the VR. I don't remember who the original YouTuber was that put this questionnaire or this video up, but I will put it in the link in the description to her original video. I'll also link Amethyst Ascension, Rochelle's video as well in my description, and put all of the questions if you'd like to do a VR video to this tag. So again, it's, are you a real tarot reader? So these are my opinions and my opinions only. So I'm going to go through them and let's see. So the first one is, do you have to know all the book meanings to be a tarot reader? If so, what book meanings? So I guess this means, like, do you have to know all of the, memorize everything in the books that comes with each deck? No. So let me back up. I've been reading tarot cards since I'm 15, so, oh God, that's going to be 30 years in October. Christ. Wow. Okay, sorry, that was like a realization there. So, I don't memorize books. I've never memorized the readings in the books, the meanings of the cards. You can read the cards without knowing book meanings. You can look at a picture of a card and, excuse me, read the card by looking at it and going by what hits you intuitively. The colors, the numbers, the symbols, the pictures, a feeling you get, a word you get in your head. There's so many different things you can read. Are the descriptions in the books useful? Absolutely. Some of the decks, I mean, these authors, these artists work so hard on these decks. So absolutely use them, but do you have to use them? Do you have to memorize them to be a reader? No. So let's move on to the next question, because this kind of ties into my answer. Can you be an intuitive reader who uses tarot cards and be considered a tarot card reader? Absolutely. So this goes back to my answer to the first one. You can intuitively read the cards without knowing the basic meanings that were meant for the cards. But like I said, these deck creators, they put so much into the cards, and sometimes the deck just has such a different meaning if you take the guidebook and you use the guidebook. And, you know, I sometimes get a little iffy if I'm going to pull out a guidebook, but I will let my clients know, like, hey, this is a different, I'm going to read for you intuitively, I'm going to read your cards, but then I'm going to pull out a book and I'm going to use read you what's in the book, because this is a great deck and I want you to hear what the author or the creator of the deck had intended. So, number 3, do you have to be reading for others to be a real tarot reader? No. You're reading for yourself. You're a tarot reader. Don't let anybody tell you that you're not a tarot reader. I was reading for probably 2 decades. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. But anyway, you're a tarot reader if you're reading for yourself. You're reading your cards. You're a tarot reader. Do you need, number 5, do you need to have a certification to be a real tarot reader? If so, who determines if you're certified? You do not need a certification. You can learn so much on your own. You can learn so much from other people, from YouTube videos, from books. But what I will say is, taking a certification course can bring you to another level. I just finished a certification course, and I was reading tarot for almost 30 years before I took my course, and the amount of knowledge that I gained from that course, I probably wouldn't have gained if I hadn't taken the course. So it depends. I mean, you don't have to be, no. So there's the answer. But you will gain a lot of information if you take a course. I took my course through Hay House, but there are so many out there that you can take. And just make sure, research it, make sure it's a reputable course. Because you don't want to spend a lot of money on these things and then it not be worth anything. But you do not need to be a certified reader. There are amazing intuitive readers who don't have a certification. Yeah. So number 6, do you need to know the golden dawn symbolism or astrology or Kabalistic Tree to be a real tarot reader? No. Again, these are just things that add to your tarot practice, just like the certification can. Knowing astrology to throw in with your tarot reading, that adds more to your tarot reading. It gives it depth. It gives you something more. Do you have to know, this is number 7, do you have to know the history of tarot to be a real tarot reader? And if so, what history? No. Is it helpful? Yes. There are also 2 different histories. There's one that says that tarot comes from Egypt, and I don't know the exact history. I actually have to talk with Rochelle because I'd like to learn that. I want to see if she has any books she can recommend. But I know there's one system that claims that it comes from Egypt and came from the gods. And then there's another version that it was originally a card game and came in the 14th century in Europe. So, do you have to know the history? No. Is it helpful? Yes. Is it interesting? Yes. So, let's move on. Number 8. Does having a smaller or larger collection determine if you're a better or worse real tarot reader? Absolutely not. You're probably going to find the more you read and the more you get into, talking with other readers and getting into different communities and stuff, you're going to just migrate towards collecting cards. It doesn't make you a real reader. It's just a thing that happens. And if you prefer a small collection, that's awesome too. I have a lot of decks, and you'll notice if you've been on the channel for a while or, you're around me, I tend to read off of maybe 2 or 3 decks. I switch some seasonally, some depending on the readings I'm doing, but I stick to a core amount of decks, even though I have a bunch of decks. So, let's see, number 9. It's a good thing I'm going to give you the questions in the description, because I'm just going off. Do you have to read reversals or be considered a real reader? Nope. Again, I went many years before I started reading reversals. It adds another layer of depth to your readings if you start to read them. Many tarot readers do not read reversals. They'll just tell you, I don't read reversals, and they'll flip the card. Perfectly fine. Sorry, I keep looking down. I have my computer below me with the questions. Number 10. Do you have to use certain techniques or customs to be considered a real tarot reader? Example, be gifted your first deck. Nope. That's just a myth. Shuffle a certain way or use certain spreads. If you had to shuffle a certain way, I'd be screwed. Sorry, pardon my language. I have one hand that I can use, so if we had to shuffle a certain way, I'd not be considered a real tarot reader. Use certain spreads? Absolutely not. You can make up your own spreads. And in fact, it's fun to make up your own spreads. If you've not done it yet, you should try it. Try a 3-card spread. Just think of a question you want to ask and think of a question you want to ask and try and, use 3 cards to answer it. So like, maybe I'll make a video on that. Okay, so number 11. Do you need to read a certain way to be considered a real tarot reader? For example, be a psychic, read with divine communication, self-connection, psychological, or even be a predictive reader. Nope. You read your way. Let me tell you, honey, there are so many different tarot readers out there, so many different styles. I would say between all of my friends that read, we all have different styles. And all of us read perfectly for ourselves and have people coming to us to get readings. And the people that are drawn to you are the people that need to be drawn to you. And it's perfectly okay. And if you just want to read for yourself, that's okay too, because that's your style. You want to read for friends and family, that's fine. Everybody has their own style. You do not have to be a psychic. You don't have to commune with the divine, have some kind of special connection where the white light comes down and you see it shining on you and aha, now you know all the meanings. Doesn't have to happen. Can you refer to the guidebook and still be considered a real tarot reader? Absolutely. As I said before, sometimes I just want to look up a meaning because that's the way that the creator of the deck wanted the cards to be read. And the creators put so much into those guidebooks, guys. Read those guidebooks. And you can't possibly memorize them. So if anybody says they memorize the guidebooks, please comment below. I want to know how you do it because there's no way. Okay, number 12. Is reading with playing cards, Lenormand, Oracle cards, or Kipper, or any other cards besides tarot still considered a real tarot reader? Okay. Okay. I really don't know how to answer this because, well, I would say Lenormand is a tarot reader. As far as oracle cards are concerned, when I'm doing an oracle card reading, I just say that I'm doing a card reading. So I don't call that a tarot card reading. I only call it a tarot card reading when I'm using tarot cards. So I would say you're a card reader, but I'm not sure I would say a tarot card reader. But it's just semantics, guys. You're doing the same thing. You're connecting, you're reading, you're doing this. Okay, so number 14, what denotes a real tarot card reader to you? Okay, so you get your first card deck, right? You do the thing, you start reading. You pull the cards, you start reading for yourself. Now you start reading for your friends, right? It's been a little bit. You start reading for your friends, right? You are a tarot card reader. I would not say you're a professional tarot card reader, right? But you're a tarot card reader. And I think that's the difference. I truly think that's the difference. I think there's a difference between a professional tarot card reader and a tarot card reader. But if you have tarot cards and you're reading the cards, you're a tarot card reader, guys. We're all tarot card readers. I'm sorry, there's no special. If you're out there and you want there to be some kind of special, I don't know, special thing that's given to you because you read tarot cards and that makes you special, I just don't think there is. I mean, we're all light. We're all light beings, and we're all here using the cards as an instrument, right? We're using the cards as an instrument to bring light into the world. And we're all doing it if we're reading the cards. I think there's a difference between tarot card readers who read for themselves, tarot card readers who read for family and friends, and then tarot card readers who bring it to the professional level. And I think there's a difference between people who go for the certifications and people who just bring it to the professional level and do it intuitively or however they do it. There's different styles, there's different dynamics, but we're all in it, we're all tarot card readers. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Yeah, I just love the community, and I love the feel. I love how different we all are. I love how special it is when we get together and we can show each other our cards, and you can listen to another reader read, and let's just keep it that way. Let's keep the crap out of the community. I'm sorry. I just feel like let's keep the BS out of it, you know? No one is better than anybody else, you know? Like I said, I've been reading 30 years. I just got my certification now, but like, it's a piece of paper. Yes, I did the classes. Yes, I did that. But you know what? It doesn't make me better than anybody else. Another person could get divine guidance, you know, could hear things. Somebody else has the intuition and gets it intuitively. I get intuitive messages. I know it. I just know things. I don't hear voices, but I know things, right? So everybody gets their information differently. Another reader may need to look in the book. They're reading cards, you know? Everybody's reading. If you have your cards and you're reading them, you're a tarot card reader. I don't know what else to say, so I'm at like 16 minutes. So I'm going to cut this. So like I said, I'll have the links in the description. I'll have the questions in the descriptions. Amethyst Ascension, thank you so much for posting this VR tag. Have a great day, guys. Bright blessings. I'll see you all real soon. Bye.